The director looked at me and said, "You want to be a Romeo?" You know why? Because there were 20 other actors, tall, chiseled jaw, and enthusiastic. And there was me, enthusiastic.
Hey, we are online. Roger,
Where are we?
we're
What
right
happened?
here.
We're right here. What's going on? How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you may be in the world. We are glad that you're here. Welcome to Great Convos, where we always say, whether you agree or disagree, you can always find great convos. I'm Roger, and that gentleman over there.
I'm Alexandre, and as we sometimes like to remind each other, we are top guys. Roger came in third place in the world in the 2021 World Championship of Public Speaking. That's why he's got the title of top 3 guy today.
And Alex came in second the very next year, and that's why he is top 2 guy. But
No.
we wait, hold on, Alex. I've got to do what we've got to do first. We
Go
want to
ahead.
say welcome to all of our loyal listeners. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with us. Thank you again for joining. We have a special guest. I mean, this season, we are bringing it, Alex. We are bringing it.
And I mean, we made a little mistake at the top of the show. You might have seen his face, but it's also in the title, so it's not a big surprise. How about we just bring him on? This year, just as every year, Toastmasters International organizes an international speech contest, which culminates in the World Championship of Public Speaking. Up to 30,000 people participate every year. And this year, the title of the World Champion of Public Speaking came to Sabyasachi Sengupta, and he's our guest today. So please welcome, directly from the Netherlands, Sabyasachi Sengupta. Hello, Saby.
Woo! The champ is here.
Hey guys, how are you?
We are awesome. We are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. This is an honor to have the world champion of public speaking for this year joining Great Convos. Man, first and foremost, how are you feeling? It's been what a month now? How are you feeling?
3 weeks, 2 days. I'm not counting. It's been amazing. I think it's definitely overwhelming, and you know, it's you see your life change from the moment you're sitting there in the audience, nervous, waiting for the results, to the announcement, and something just changes, and it's beautiful. It's got love from so many people across the world, so many messages, so many wishes, so many kind words. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. It's I'm so grateful.
Now, your final speech was titled Just Nod. We can watch it again and again on YouTube, as many tens of thousands of people have done so far. You started your speech by bending over and literally kissing the stage.
Yeah.
And your speech is all about performing and shining on stage, wanting to be in the spotlight. So how were you feeling as you were sharing that speech of literally living your dream?
Amazing. I think it's I did this speech in 2014 in a humorous speech contest. It was a bit different. I was 11 years younger, so I could do more dancing and all. Now I'm getting older, a little more restricted. But I think this is honestly a very true story of my life, because I always wanted to be a performer. I didn't know exactly what it is. Growing up in India, the only available option that I saw was being an actor, because there you inspire people, you entertain people, you make people laugh, you add something special to people's life. That's what I wanted to do all my life. And when I first time ever did this speech at a club level, this is like 2013 or 2012 I'm talking about, I remember my closing line was, it was not called Just Not, it was called A Dream Too Far. It was about wanting to be an actor and how I ended up being into public speaking. And I ended up with the closing line that I might not be an actor, but as a Toastmasters, I'm still facing the camera. So it has been one truth of my life that the energy, the zeal to perform in front of an audience, make people laugh, make people entertained, have people entertained. That's been my one truth, and I've been so happy that I was able to share that story with the big audience.
Now, with that being said, the fact is that a lot of times, especially in our world today, it's hard to play off of the stereotypes that may happen with cultures and stuff. And your speech was full of them, and you played off of your own stereotypes in your culture. Tell me, what was the mind, your thought process in getting to that point to say, I can make fun of not only myself but my culture, and it should resonate with an audience?
I think making fun of your own culture, I think, or yourself is, in my opinion, a very low hanging fruit, because you show to everybody that we sometimes take ourselves too seriously. And I think I don't take myself very seriously. I still don't take myself seriously. I can make 10 funny speeches about winning the world championship where I'll roast myself. What was I going on? How nervous and anxious I was feeling. I mean, seconds before somebody called me a world champion. I mean, I can roast myself. I think if we all, like, I will give a little philosophical answer to this. One thing that really helped me in this contest and in the last 1.5 years is detachment from the outcome and not from the process. And by virtue of doing that, I have been able to detach from a lot of things that in the past meant too much to me, like my culture or where I come from, what I believe in. Today, with that sense of detachment, I believe in my actions. That's the only thing I have control on, and the rest I can be proud of, but I can also make fun of. And I think it's a way for me to tell people, if we don't take ourselves very seriously, we can make our lives so easy.
Saby, you've competed for many, many years, and I've had the same sort of a journey. I started competing in 2009 until 2022.
Yeah.
And at first I was very competitive. I wanted to win, but it's only when I let go of that competitiveness of trying to, beat others, that not only did I start to win more often, but it was so much more enjoyable. Sounds like you've done the same thing.
100%. One of the things, an advice, I mean, when the quarterfinal results were out, I mean, I got a lot of advice, including, hey, why don't you look up all the other 27 contestants, know what's their speaking style, what they do well, what could be their potential topic. I actually didn't look up anybody, because I was, what am I going to do with that? Like, I will speak the way I speak. I will sound the way I sound. The only thing I can control is that 7-minute speech. I can do that well. The way it helped me tremendously was I was the second speaker out of 8 speakers on the finals, which is not always seen as the best position to be. The last 3 people who picked up the chits or the cards were the 1, 2, 3, and we all were like, no, we wanted to be 4, 5, 7 perhaps. And I remember I spoke to my mentor, John. John told me that's great. Now you put so much energy that the room remembers you for your energy. Just set the room on fire with your energy. And at that point, if I started worrying, oh, there will be the 6 other speakers after me. What if would they try something new? What if the judges are not listening? They forget my speech. I wouldn't have been able to put my A game. Worrying about things that are not in my control, like winning and losing, actually hurts our performance. I tried, and not always successfully. I'm only a human being, so I also falter. I also get greedy. But I tried to focus more on what is in my control, and that gave me not only it's not about success and failure. It gave me a sense of calmness and joy. And irrespective of the outcome, I would have taken this calm and joy with me back home.
Let's think about the advice that these people gave you. Watch 27 other speakers. How long would that have taken, where you would be watching other speakers instead of working on your own speech and your own craft? So this is also advice for anybody who's competing. don't spend so much time watching the others just to see how they are. If you want to study other speakers, it's in order that you can learn something from it. And but mostly work on your own speech rather than trying to figure out the others.
Yeah,
Roger?
100%.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm listening to everything that you and Alex are saying, and I can completely relate to it. Number one, the fact that when you first start off in this, your ideas are to try and win at all costs, and then you become more mature in your thought process and what you're supposed to be doing on this big grand stage that we're on. And the other thing, of course, was I was first to come out in 2021. And that was my thought process as well, was, hey, go out there with a lot of energy and make them remember you right through to the end. So I was very happy and grateful for that. But I want you to walk me through the process of your semifinal speech when you were in that room now and delivering the speech in front of the audience and then hearing your name as one of the top two moving on to the final stage. What was that feeling like for you?
It happens too fast, like it all happens too fast. So I was the third speaker in the semi-final out of 7 speakers, and it just happened too fast. So the semi-finals do not almost feels like the district conference with the same size, like 300-400 people. Our district conference are like 200, so it's not that massive as the finals, but of course there's the pressure. There is, like, the attention to detail. There's a back room, and the process and procedures are a lot. I was pretty confident in the semi-final speech because it's a speech that has gone through all the levels. So it was something I really believed in. But the honest reaction right after the semi results were announced was, please don't tell me I did the best speech for the semis. Now this would have won the finals. I should have kept it for the finals. That dilemma, which one to use for semis and this is finals, was at its peak as well. Like and so many, every person who walked up to me and said, I loved your speech. This is such a beautiful speech. It connected, it touched me. And in my heart, I'm like, should have done it for the finals, should have done it for the finals, should have done it for the finals. That was going on in my head.
A constant
I got
debate.
one more thing. I got one more thing first, Alex. Sorry, 1 second. We are talking about your voice has power this season. You are now world champion of public speaking. I know it's only been 3 weeks and a couple days that you've heard that title be bestowed upon you. Do you feel, and maybe this is a tougher question, but do you feel that now in your position as a world champion, that you have to use that voice to share to the world knowledge that will help us move forward in some way, shape, or form from whatever level you feel? Do you feel it's your duty now?
A little bit, yes, for sure. I think I do feel that as a duty and responsibility to take this forward and help speakers. And I was asked in an interview last week that how do you feel every year we create a champion? And I said, that's a myth. We don't create one champion. We create 30,000 champion. Every speaker who takes part in this competition learns, unlearns, or relearns something about themselves, irrespective of the trophy or the prize. And we create 30,000 new breed of speakers that will take Toastmasters, that will take public speaking as a hobby to the next level. And I think I definitely take this as a responsibility to help. And I don't feel it's a sudden responsibility. Ever since I had won district, or I made a little name for myself with the Netherlands and District 59 in Europe as a good speaker. Whenever somebody reached out, I did what I have learned from mentors like John Zimmer and Aditya, that to help them and guide them in that journey. I definitely want to take it forward. Now I have the platform to reach out to more people, and I take this responsibility seriously, but with a touch of humor as well.
Well, touch of humor. Like, you have shown that you are able to, making us laugh at least 30 times during 7 minutes and a couple of seconds. Saby, you you already, even before this title, even outside of the contest, you use your voice as entertainment
Mhm.
in a world that, or in a setting that is usually very dry and not entertaining. You had a great example in that final speech. Can you talk about how you've used your voice or your stage or your skills to be able to put more entertainment where there usually is none?
So let me start with the voice because it's not something I often considered as my asset because I'm not a native English speaker. And a lot of times, especially, I did a lot of evaluation, Toastmasters evaluation, where there's a time crunch within 3 to 3.5 minutes. You have to add so much. My articulation, my pronunciation sometimes were flawed. So I remember I participated in a contest in Switzerland. There were like 400 people, big ceiling as a theater, and everything I was saying so fast, nothing was registering with the audience. And this was the feedback I got, and I was like, I wish my voice was better. So I did take singing classes. Actually, I took singing classes. I did have ambition to be a singer, but it helped me to breathe from the belly, to articulate better, to understand what are the vocal exercises I can do to warm up, what are the things, food and things I should avoid to keep my voice going before a big day. And the most important thing that I learned in my singing classes were that I do have a beautiful voice. My coach did tell me that we all have a beautiful voice. It's maybe you don't have a melody, but that can be nurtured. Some are God gifted, some can be nurtured, but everybody has a beautiful voice as long as you know how to use your voice. You know how to speak low, how to speak high, how to modulate, how to articulate. Now, the beauty of the voice is that you can use that for so much entertaining and humorous purpose, also in a very dry, mundane places. Because especially when you can use it to be a little cheeky, little tongue in cheek, you can get away with even taking a jibe at your manager because you do it with a little cheekiness, with a little smile, with a
Saby, wait a minute. Give us an example.
oh. I'm trying to remember on top of my head, but yeah, I can only think of very adult humor at work. But then we were like making some kind of I was the new kid on the block, and they were making jokes like, oh, about cultural difference and everything. And these are people that I work with. I learn from them more because they're very erudite, they're very good at it. But I'm also not going to take banters from them. So I often gave back the banters, but somebody said, like, this person has gone to like a clinic for something just to tease me, and I go, but like, and why are you so happy about it? Something emphasizing on the word "you" so happy just becomes suddenly suggestive, but in a non intimidating way. But that's something I've also learned, that giving that little emphasis on the right word can actually change the meaning. But again, it's with a smile, with the eyebrows raised. So it comes across very innocent, but it's aimed to be, it's a fun banter.
So, because the example that you give in your speech is that you work in finance, and it's not usually quite entertaining and not. I can say this because I've also worked as a finance director, so we're not known for our humor or for entertaining and for even smiling. So you come in here and you present with humor. So do you think it's a good idea for anyone in any profession, when they have any presentation or something to show their colleagues, is it a good idea to use more entertaining or to make people laugh?
If you ask me, yes, 100%. I believe in something I've also learned from a coach: whoever has the most fun in the end wins. So that applies also at work. The one thing I wanted to really strongly share in my speech is, like, everywhere is a stage. Just get on whichever stage you can, and don't hold your energy because you think it's not appropriate for the room. I did that for the longest time because like you said, I was in an environment where people were very serious. We did this color personality test, that green, yellow, red, blue, and most of them were like very high blue, and I was very high yellow, which is like the social and the one who likes to talk. And immediate questions were like, yeah, but are you made for finance? Maybe you should be in the marketing, maybe you should be in advertising. There is this all kind of labeling. Sometimes that happens, but that says more about them than you, because in the end, when you express yourself, you find your way and you find your right group. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You will find a team where you will have those banters, have those laughters, and work, but also have fun.
We had one of our listeners, ask you a question. This is from Arthur. Shout out to Arthur. Hello, Arthur. Did you have to practice being funny, or does it come natural for you?
I can't. It's tough for me to answer if I'm naturally funny. I do like to make others laugh, not always successfully, but I want to say that I did practice humor, because it's the situational humor that we create in a conversation is different than the humor that we create on stage. I know so many people who are so funny in conversations, leg pulling and situational humor, but when it comes to creating a humorous moment on stage, struggle with it, because that takes expertise, that takes learning, that you have to learn, you have to practice, not only the lines but also the timing, because it's so much with the timing in humor on stage. So I cannot confirm if I'm a funny person. I will ask my mom tonight that if I am, but I do think even if you're funny, being funny in conversation and being funny on stage are two different things.
Right. Have you met people who are funny on stage but not necessarily in life? I guess that's where you're going with yourself,
definitely.
perhaps.
Perhaps that's for the listeners to judge. But I definitely have actually people who are throwing these wonderful lines. The easiest humor, low-hanging fruit in public speaking is the rule of three, right? Good, better, and twist. To make the third point so exaggerated that people end up laughing. So more exaggeration you do, you get that. And also when you craft a speech, a final speech or a important speech, you also get a lot of feedback, some of the lines from different people that are not yours. So though they can come across really funny, but then talk to them one-on-one and then you see that it's not the same thing. But it's okay. You don't have to be funny all the time. It's fun. It's okay with that.
Give us a quick example of the good, better twist. Tell me, what did your father want you to do as a career?
Doctor, engineer, or disappointment.
Doctor, engineer, or disappointment.
Classic example. I often use in my when I give workshop that every good thing on earth is either illegal, unhealthy, or married to somebody else.
I love that one. We got another question. We got another one from Michael Dugan, and shout out to Michael for being here as well. Of course, when did you know in your heart and soul that you wanted to go onto the stage?
I think ever since I joined Toastmasters. So because I love the stage, but I'm not the skilled dancer, and singing definitely no. So wherever I had a longing for stage. I loved that to do something. So I was often pushed in oh, you can dance, but that's really also not where I felt like the choreographed dance was not my cup of tea. Toastmasters for the first time showed me that you can be on stage, you can have the same impact, the same reactions, but with words. And I think that was life changing. I think when I first time went on a big stage, I think District, that was Leon 2014, 400 people. I was like, oh my God, this is I can't ask for more from life. And I thought I will be nervous. 400 people, wow, this they're gonna just look at me, they're gonna pierce through me. But I was like, they were laughing, I was enjoying, they were laughing. It felt like the most beautiful relationship of my life.
Wow. Now, singing on stage is quite a tool. The three of us here have actually used song in our final speech. Roger sang with his beautiful voice and tried to enact his sister's less than beautiful voice. I just had one word, but it was sung. and you gave a singing voice also. Now, you say that you're not very good singer. Here's something that my coach, Mark Hunter, told me about singing. He said, in order for it to work, you either have to sing really well or really badly.
Yeah.
So we will let the audience decide,
I
determine.
am curious to know. I'm very curious to know. What did they think?
It was, I can say it was absolutely beautiful, and the way that it should have been, whether it was very good or bad, you did it perfectly as it should have done.
So you know, my coach Aditya also Aditya told me that initially the lines were just text. You know, your eyes are as pretty as River Ganga,
Mm.
and he was like, Sabi, if you're doing this, do the full shebang, sing it. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And it took me some convincing, and then like I was still a bit shy by the rehearsals, doing it in front of one or two people, but something the big stage does, it brings something. It's just it's magic. And then yeah.
Well, Saby, we could go on and on, and I mean, literally, we can sit here and have an hour-long conversation with you, but we are up against the time. We want to say thank you so much. I mean, the chat has been blowing up. I've been trying to put all of the comments on the screen so that you can see and others can see the different comments that have been said. A lot of people appreciating you for what you did on the world stage. I was there live and I enjoyed it tremendously. What's next for you, really quickly? What do you have coming up? Maybe you can even give us any way that someone can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
And contact
Please,
you.
please, I love to connect on LinkedIn. I mean, as a Toastmaster, as a speaker, the dream was to travel and speak different part of the world. That's something. So I will be going to Dubai in the coming days, and I am working on a video where I want to talk about not the details of the speech, but the behaviors that I adapted before the speech that helped me on the finals. So we will share that with my on LinkedIn or YouTube, because I think that was something, because so much can be achieved if we can change small behavioral change, and you'll notice they're not major, they're not shattering, just some small things that really helps us move forward. Because yeah.
Great. Saby, we will continue this conversation backstage if you're still available, and there might be extra content exclusive to our LinkedIn page and our Facebook group. We've got some extra questions that came in to the chat, so we can address those and show you the answer online later on. Now, before we finish the show, Roger, we should give a little preview of what we're doing next week very quickly. You want to give that?
Yes, for sure. Next week, we will continue the conversation about the World Championship of Public Speaking. We will talk about the other contestants and how we felt they did, in particular, sharing their stories, any controversies, and what was the things that stuck out the most to Alex and I. So please join us next week as we continue diving into the 2025 World Championship of Public Speaking.
We love diving into controversy. Woo!
And as we always say here, whether you agree or disagree, you can always find great convos. Please continue the conversation wherever you may be. And Saby, thank you again for joining us and being a part of Great Convos.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.